talk to Stelios, Cypriot football fan, Nicosia, first team from your esteemed country, Stelios, to ever get through to the next stage of the Champions League. You must be a very proud man.
I am, actually, yeah. They've done really well. I mean, to finish first and still have a game to play, extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, are you actually a fan of Nicosia? Because I presume they've got more than one team in Cyprus, obviously.
No, man, I thought this was Famagusta team, another Champions League team.
Right, yeah, but nevertheless, you feel patriotically that you know, how far can you go now? And you've got this team, I don't know how good they are, but they've got through with a game to spare. They are the dark horse of the competition, are they not?
Definitely. I'm sure they're going to aim to win the last game as well, so they can finish first. You know, maybe get an easier team, if we can say that. And who knows? Go to the last four, last two, all the way.
I know a couple of the papers were calling the team the greatest Cypriot team ever. Do you go along with that, even though you're a Famagusta fan?
I believe so. I mean, at the moment, definitely they are. They're the only team that has a manager that's been there for more than 4 years. And they're at the level now where they don't owe any money and they don't need to buy players every year, you know. So all the players know each other and that's why they're performing.
Stelios, how far can they go in the Champions League? Honestly,
yeah.
where do you think they're going to drop out of the Champions League?
Well, it depends. Luck's a big factor, obviously. If they win the next game against Shakhtar, finish first, if they're a bit lucky and who they get drawn against, maybe they get qualified to the last 8.
Interesting, because as I understand it, you've got a Cypriot Daily goal. Is that correct? One of the Cypriot Daily's goal. Is that correct? And because apparently they had Shawalambides, a picture of him, and they had a headline saying "Living the Dream." And I'm wondering whether it's now about that rather than actually winning the next tie.
Well, yeah, it's amazing what they've achieved, and you know, putting Cyprus on the map. We've got AEK playing in the Europa League, getting good result as well. Hopefully next year we can have another couple of teams. Just, you know, try and get things moving.
Yeah, interesting point as well, because obviously your neighbours are Greece, and so around that area there's been a lot of sort of negative headlines with all the debts and whatever else. Has this, I was reading today that kids were going to school with scarves and they were waving them around and people were rushing off to the airport to greet the team. Has this actually injected a real feel-good factor into the actual country?
Yeah, I mean, Greece and Cyprus are, you know, friends. If you go to an APOEL game, you'll see Greek flags all over the place, you know. And newspapers in Greece and websites, headlines, APOEL, you know. It's giving a good positive vibe out there as well, yeah.
That's great. Sally, who's your team in this country?
Arsenal.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen if your Cypriot team, Nicosia, takes on Arsenal? Well, it's divided loyalties there, isn't it?
I would go to the game, but I don't know. It's a hard decision for me.
I tell you what, for the away trip, mate, it'd be a great excuse for a family holiday. Take everybody with you, couldn't you?
Exactly.
Write it off against tax.
I wonder if also you'll get one of those scarves half and half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You probably will. Anyway, listen, mate, thank you very much for coming on and joining us. We'll be talking to you again probably about Arsenal's fortunes later on in the season. But thanks for joining us tonight on the Skype wall here at Sports Night Live. I mean, look, that's a fairy tale and it's great. And we got, I mean, can you remember, because I can, I'm old enough to remember, Terry Venables lost the European Cup final to a team from Romania. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. And he was boss of Barcelona at the time.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine anything like that happening these days?
Well, obviously we saw Porto in 2004 winning the 2003, 2004 winning the Champions League, and we saw Greece winning the European Championships in 2004. So smaller, if you like, teams, clubs can actually do well. I just think they can only do well if they have good tacticians in charge. Yeah. And if they don't, I think the big clubs will bring their financial might to bear.
I wonder if there's a country outside of 4 countries who can win the Champions League, the 4 being England, Spain, Italy, and Germany. Of course,
I don't think there is.
No.
In all honesty, I don't.
I mean, no Dutch team could win it now, could they?
Not at the moment because the golf's too big. You know, those are the big the leagues, and they've got the best players. And you know, it's interesting. Instead of saying they want to win their last game, I would say to them, don't win your last game. Finish second because you can come up against Man City or Chelsea.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so it's important. But at the moment, I think they've done fantastically well to get the last 16. I think it might just end there.
Yeah, what you could have in the next couple of years is you could have another revival of the French teams with big money. It's happened in the past, Monaco and Marseille. Now you could have PSG coming in because, you know, the Middle East money